None.
I'm going to start out with what I think is the most important news. Rashaan Melvin signed with the Raiders on a one-year, $6.5 million deal. The Raiders desperately need an outside corner, and Melvin is by far the best available. These are the deals I'm looking for. I believe Melvin will be able to provide 85% of the production as Tremaine Johnson, but at 43% the cost. Melvin is underrated and has gotten better each and every year. Yes, there is an injury history, but he filled arguably the biggest hole the Raiders had, and the Raiders finally have starting outside cornerbacks. As for the slot, the Raiders signed Sharice Wright. He's been a spot starter and a slot cornerback throughout his career. Is he a game changer? No. Does he fill the slot cornerback need adequately? Yes. More importantly, he filled it at a fraction of the price at $1.1 million. The Raiders now have their top 3 cornerbacks and fit the man-to-man scheme with no long-term commitment and not eating up major cap. Excellent signings. Continuing with the defense, the weakest group just added a major piece. Whitehead signed a 3-year deal worth $6 million per season. He fits more as a weak side linebacker to the mold of Morrow or Corey James. However, he's significantly more experienced and can really play any linebacker spot. Whitehead won't make you wish he was replaced. He's a good linebacker against the run, and once again, hole filled. The Raiders took a shot at signing defensive end Tank Carradine. The name is excellent, but the production is not. He's only had 5.5 sacks in 4 seasons. The signing is more of just a take a shot signing. He will not solve the pass rushing problem for the Raiders. If the Raiders get anything out of him, great, but it's just a depth signing at this point. For the last defensive signing, the Raiders signed Marcus Gilchrist to a 1-year deal. He has played every position last year from linebacker to safety. The key is he's versatile and only 29 years old. If there's ever a hole or question mark on the defense, he can fill it. He's certainly a depth signing. The hope is the duo of Carl Joseph and Obi Melifonwu are the starting safeties. Still, a very nice, safe signing. On the offense, you guys already know this. Jordy Nelson was signed. He visited the Raiders, and the Raiders pretty much didn't let him leave until he signed a contract. He signed a 2-year deal worth $15 million and $13 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money for a 33-year-old receiver whose production dipped. He did well though with Aaron Rodgers on the field. He's sure-handed and will definitely help out in the red zone. Hopefully, the production will bounce back with Derek Carr. For a number 2 receiver, he's more than viable. The second signing is Doug Martin. I don't like this move. I'd much rather get a younger back in the draft. He hasn't had a productive season in 2 years. He bounces from all-pro to terrible running back with nothing in between. Lynch is still the primary back, and Martin is expected to compete with Jalen Richard or DeAndre Washington as the complementary back. I don't agree with this move, but it's certainly not a big deal. The last few signings were special teams moves. The main one is Raiders signed Andrew Depaula. He's going to be a long snapper and was rated very high in terms of accuracy. Weirdly enough, he signed a 4-year deal worth more than $1 million each season, making him the highest paid long snapper. He certainly doesn't break the bank or anything. The Raiders now have long snapper filled, and you never know what you need until you miss it. In a bit of weird news, the Raiders signed punter Colby Waldman. This isn't the first time he's on the Raiders camp. I don't think he's there too seriously to contend with Marquette King, but more of a camp leg. King is still the punter, and this is more of a tryout. In other news and rumors, the Raiders brought in defensive tackle Clinton Mcdonald. He left without a contract. I don't think it's over, but he's looking for other offers. He wasn't rated very high, and it's not a big deal either way. The defensive tackle is the biggest hole remaining, and Mcdonald doesn't change that either way. After releasing Michael Crabtree, he quickly signed with the Baltimore Ravens. He essentially signed the same deal he had with the Raiders. Crabtree is still very productive, and the Ravens desperately need wide receiver help. I'm guessing there's some truth to his locker room problems. I would rather have the Raiders keep him, but I wish him nothing but the best. Thank you for everything you've done as a Raider. The Raiders reportedly have an offer on the table for Navarro Bowman. I want him back. Whitehead is best used as a weak side linebacker, and Bowman is the guy in the middle. He's exploring what's out there, but Bowman is wanted back. Bowman is the best inside linebacker in free agency, and it's not even close. He's the leader of the defense, and I think signing Bowman would really fix the hole in the middle linebacker. The last few things are just my thoughts. I want Dontari Poe. He's a big-time defensive tackle who will likely sign a 1-year deal again. He's productive, but best used in a rotation. By far the biggest hole left is defensive tackle. There's a good amount of talent there, and Gunther will probably bring the best out of him. Poe will bring some much needed experience and give proven interior pass rushing production. Rashad Breeland failed his physical and is back on the free agent market. He's young, talented, but very inconsistent. The Raiders filled their cornerback need already, so I don't think he's even on the radar. He might be too deep into free agency to get the big contract he really wanted. If he's going to sign a one-year deal, then the Raiders might want to explore it, but I doubt it. In division news, Sebastian Janikowski is not signing with the Chargers. I want nothing but the best for Sebas, but I don't want him signing with the division rival. The Chargers signed Caleb Sturgis instead. I hope the Chargers' kicking struggles continue just like last year. After being pretty silent the first few days of free agency, the Raiders got busy in day 2. These are exactly the kind of deals I wanted the Raiders to sign. One-year deals that don't break the bank. 85% of the production at 50% of the price with no long-term commitment. The Raiders have filled their biggest holes, but still have some players to go. The Raiders still have cap space, and I personally want Navarro Bowman and Dontari Poe. Either way, the Raiders have filled their biggest holes heading into the draft. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed, thumbs down if you didn't, and have a good day.